Welcome back everybody, I am a man in a suit and today's video is going to be about defending for beginners. Just like my video attacking for beginners, this video is geared more towards the new people coming into the game. When you first start playing Rainbow Six, you're going to be stuck with using the recruit operator, but he's not that bad. As far as his weapons and his arsenal, it's pretty good. Not to mention recruit has a pretty banging Brazilian girlfriend. One of the pros to using recruit is you get to choose your own arsenal. He may not have any special abilities, but you can choose from any of the weapons from any of the operator's classes. I like to go GSG9 because for one, he runs quicker, but I mostly love the MP7 and the 416 carbine.
Securing the container.
So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see all the way on the left side the number of reinforcements you have left. In the middle is your health. Next to that is your nitro cell. Next to that, if you push left on the D-pad, you can mark things. If you push down on the D-pad, you can look through the cameras, and you also see the number of barbed wire you have left. So as soon as the round starts, you're going to want to put up your reinforcements. As a recruit, you only get one of these, but these are important because they are bulletproof, and only Hibana and Thermite can blast through them. You'll also want to put up as many barricades as you can. You have infinite number of these and they are not bulletproof. Something else to be mindful of is herpes and ceiling hatches. You will definitely want to make sure the ones over the objective are reinforced. Now when it comes to your barbed wire, make sure you put it in a spot where the enemy is not going to be able to walk around it, but put it in a high traffic spot. It's not going to slow down your team, but it will slow down the enemy team. So after the preparation phase, I recommend using the floating technique, and that is where you're not in the same room as the objective area, but you're somewhere nearby. It's not as extreme as roaming, where roaming is when you just basically go to the opposite side of the map. If you are going to roam or float, make sure you find a good initial hiding spot because you don't want to do what I did, thinking you're slick in a good little spot, but then Sledge comes up out of nowhere and bashes your skull in with his sledgehammer. And you also don't want to be this person hiding on top of a freaking bookcase. The most important ability to have with this game is to utilize the leaning technique. What leaning does is it underexposes your body to the enemy. The way you lean is you have to aim down sight first, and then you toggle the left analog button or the right analog button in order to lean left or right. So as you see me here clearing this hallway, the way I'm constantly leaning back and forth in order to not overexpose myself, because you never know where the enemy is. And you see right here, since I was properly leaning, I was able to have the upper hand on Ash. So on top of leaning, the best thing you're going to want to do for yourself is get yourself a good headset. If you listen, you can hear the enemy approaching, almost always. The next thing you can do to be successful is to utilize kill holes. Now kill holes are kind of like glory holes, but they're bigger and you can almost always see who is on the other side. So you don't have to worry as much about something you'll regret in the morning, but it is something you might only want to indulge to close friends. I think the bottom line for this game, whether you're defending or attacking, is to be creative, to always mix things up. Don't do the same thing twice. Try to approach this game the same way a musician approaches jazz. It's not supposed to make sense, and it's definitely not supposed to be likable. So one more thing with this game I almost forgot is if you push down on the D-pad, you can look through the cameras and you can actually see where the enemy are, and you can mark them as well. That does it for today's video. Stay tuned and subscribe for more in-depth videos on strategies, operators, and just overall gameplay. Until next time, I am a man in a suit.